welcome to my channel, Sing Out in the Rain. Today we're going to be talking about customer service. When you hear the word service, I want you to tell me what the first thing is that comes to your mind. It could be giving, it could be charitable, it could be kindness, helping other people. There's all kinds of things that can come to your mind when you hear that word. The definition of service is the action of helping or doing work for someone. So then I want you to think one more time. Now add the word customer before that. So you're now thinking customer service. How does that change your thoughts? Kind of takes away the charitable, the kindness, right? Now it comes out to making sure that someone's happy, giving them value, helping them to know how to use something or know why something is helpful to them. Basically, the definition of customer service, ready? All interactions between a customer and a product provider at the time of sale and thereafter. Customer service adds value to a product and builds an enduring relationship. Would you consider follow-up customer service? I would. How is it a service? Because you're helping them, right? So I want to be really, really clear. When you follow up, are you annoying them? No, you are not. You are offering a service. You are adding value to what they have already purchased or have already discussed with you. For example, so really quickly I want you to think through, does someone call you from Macy's after you purchase a dress and ask you how you like it? No, sadly they don't. Do they call you and ask you if you have any questions how to apply the eyeshadow that you purchased from the beauty counter? Or the perfume, or if the perfume that you just purchased is still just what you wanted? No, they don't call you and do that. Do they offer you a money-back guarantee no matter what? No, they don't. But our company does. And when you follow up, you provide value and build an enduring relationship. And that is what you're going for with follow-up. Now, do you call them and with the intent to be like, hey, what do you need? Are you calling them to sell them something? Heck no. Are you calling with the intent to book a demo or book a makeover with them? No, that is not your intent. Your intent is to call and to provide them service. Provide them with value, okay? Now, will some of those things happen anyway when you call? Yes, they will. When you call and you say, hey, I am just calling to check in and see if you are still loving the lip sense color that you picked out. And they're gonna say, oh my gosh, I do love it. But you know what, I'm running low on glass. I've been meaning to call you. Could you go ahead and send me another glass in the mail? Sure. Do you want glossy? You kind of go from there. Or you call and they say, oh my gosh, I have this friend that has been dying to try the foundation. Is there any way that we could set up an appointment? Yeah, I think I can help you with that. So basically the purpose of the follow-up is never to get something from them. The purpose of the follow-up is to give them information. It's to provide them value, to make sure that they are happy and loving it. And if they're not, by all means, that is your chance as a distributor to make it right. You don't love the color? Oh my gosh, let's get you another one. When can we meet up? Or do you know what color you want to try? We'll just switch it out for you. Let's make them happy. Because when you have happy customers, you have repeat customers and you have loyal customers. I will never forget, I called a lady a few months ago after talking with her at a show. She did not purchase anything, but I called just to make sure that she didn't have any questions or anything like that. And she, number one, was so surprised that I called. And then she messaged me like a month and a half later and was like, oh my gosh, I need this. I was like, okay, sounds good. But had I not made that call, I probably never would have heard from her. She would have found someone else to purchase it from. But she was impressed that I made a follow-up call. So I want to give you some statistics here really quick, okay? 48% of people, 48% never follow up. Never. Not one time. They're like, oh, if they want something, they'll call me. Which is true for maybe like 0.5% of the population, but most of them don't. So in this grouping of this 48%, only 2% of sales are made on the first contact, okay? Whether it's at a demo or a vendor event or in your home, wherever it was, 2% of sales, okay? 25% of people make a second contact and stop, which is great, right? They call, they check in, hey, are you still liking your lipstick? Awesome. Yeah, call me if you need anything. They made one follow-up, which is great. It's better than making none. But listen to this, only 3% of sales are made here. So you've totaled 5% of sales so far with 2 contacts, okay? Third contact, 12% of people make a third contact and stop. So they may call again. Okay, I know you said you were loving your lip color. How are you liking that gloss I sent? Or, do you have any interest at all in hosting a show? Whatever it is that you're calling to touch base with them on, 3% or 12% only make that third contact, okay? Only 5% of sales are made at this point. So you're still only looking at 10% of sales. Only 10% of people, just in general, make more than 3 contacts. So do you want to know how to stand out in this business? Follow up. Leslie Boyd Bradley says all the time, the fortune is in the follow-up. And she is dead right. That is just exactly what it is. 10%, only 10% make more than 3, okay? If you make less than 3, you are missing 85% of sales. That's insane, right? 10% of sales happen on the 4th contact. And 80% of sales happen between 5 to 12 contacts. Now, these contacts are not like you call, you leave a message, you don't hear back. These are actual contacts. Now, should you be keeping track of when you call and leave a message? Heck yeah. But you still need to continue to contact, follow up. By you being persistent, I heard someone say once, and I don't remember where, but they said, I just want you to know I am really good at my job, and I will follow up with you until you tell me that you're not interested. If you're not interested, I'm not hurt. No big deal. But I'm gonna be good at my job and follow up with you until you tell me that. So I want you to think about it for just a minute. Where are you at in those statistics? Are you in the 48% that never, ever follow up? Are you in the 25% that make that one follow-up phone call at least, but don't do more than that? Or are you in the 12% that make 3 contacts and stop? Holy crap, right? I mean, it makes you think, does that light you on fire? Because it should light you on fire. We all need to be in that 10% that make more than 3 contacts. 5 to 12 contacts get 80% of the sales and signups. That is the way you can make a difference, for sure. Okay, so you need a follow-up process. You need a system that you can set in place so it's easily duplicatable for your team, and it's very, very easy for you to follow. And this process should include 5 to 12 exposures, okay? So the first one should be, most likely, for most people, it's gonna be the date of their first purchase. Easy. You keep track of that, however you do it. I have little 5x8 cards that I use. I think I have one right here. I have little 5x8 cards that I use. This is my system that I use. Everything's on here. It has their information. It has how to contact them. It has their address. It has whether they prefer phone, email, Facebook, all that kind of stuff. It tells me how I met them. It tells me what they've ordered. It tells me if we've done a makeover, what other things they really want to purchase but just haven't yet. And I can write on there in the corners, right? I can write any contacts that I have with them. I can just add it right in there and write all that stuff in. Okay, so your first one is the date of purchase. Your second one should be within 48 hours. That's your check-in phone call. Whether you met them at a vendor show, whether you met them out wowing, whether you met them at a demo, within 48 hours, there is a check-in from you to them. The third contact, 2 weeks later. How you doing? What's going on? What's up? How are you liking this? How are you liking that? Do you have any questions? If not, awesome. If they did talk to you about a show, you're addressing that. If they want just a one-on-one makeover, you're addressing that. Like all those things, okay? So that's your third. Fourth one, 1 month later. Check in. Awesome. I know you said you were loving your praline rose. Are you still loving it? Have you been wearing it every day? Do you have any questions? Do you feel like your lips are fully through the exfoliation process? Those kinds of things. Your fifth contact, 2 months later. They say everything's all good. There is no reason to check in with them again right away. You give them 2 more months. If everything's not all good, then yeah, you're gonna check back in quicker than that. But this is an ideal contact where everything's fabulous every time you talk to them. So on that fifth one, you're gonna call them 2 months later. Awesome, fabulous, I'm so glad everything's well. Boom. 2 months later, hey, I'm just calling to check in again. You are keeping yourself present in their mind. If they need anything, you are right there. At this point, it's been 3.5 months-ish since you met them. 5 contacts right there. And you go from there. Things are still good? Check in another month or 2. You decide from there. But that's the process that I use. So I hope that that's helpful. I will tell you that for me, customer service is huge. I do probably 90% of my customer service check-ins via Facebook Messenger, text, or email. But there are those handful of people that love it when you get on the phone with them. So I definitely, when I know that that is one of those people, I definitely do my follow-up that way. So it just depends on the person, but those connections that you make are unreal. One other way that is a fabulous thing that I hope all of you are taking advantage of is the SeneGence emails, right? The customer SeneGence, I think I'm saying that right, that you can sign all your customers up for in back office. They send that out once a month. And not only can you go in and then see who clicked on what and what they were interested in, and if any of them were interested in an opportunity, they clicked on this, you can follow up with them. But even better, I tell you, I get multiple responses. Every time that email goes out, I always know because I have a list of people who I do follow up with regularly, but they still are like, oh, Haley, I need or can you make sure, just in response to the email, they respond immediately back to the email, oh, I'm so glad this came. Can you do this, this, and this for me? Or can I set this up or whatever? So make sure that you're taking advantage of that because that is huge. And that goes for anyone that you run into in an event or event, anyone that gives you their email while you're out wowing. All of those people should be entered into that email so that they're getting those emails from you as well. So I hope that answers a lot of questions and I hope that helps you with your customer service background. And I hope more than anything that you will be among that 10% and follow up because the fortune really is in the follow up and that is when you'll see your business just blossom.